There is a place most people live financially that does not have a name. It is not broke. It is not building. It is somewhere in between. The bills get paid, the months get through, but nothing is moving. Nothing is growing, and every month feels like starting over from the same place. I call it the waiting room. And the thing about the waiting room is this: it looks identical whether you are about to become wealthy or whether you are going to stay exactly where you are forever. Same tight months, same stress, same feeling of not being where you want to be yet. The difference is not in your bank account. It is not in your income. It is in 13 specific behaviors, habits, and mindsets that quietly separate the people who are building wealth, even when they do not feel like it, from the people who are genuinely stuck. This video is about those 13 signs. And the reason it matters is this: most people who eventually become wealthy spend years not knowing they are on the right path. They doubt themselves. They compare themselves to everyone around them. They wonder if anything they are doing is actually working. These 13 signs are the answer to that question. I want you to meet someone. Her name is Nia. She is 29 years old. She works as an administrative coordinator in Columbus, Ohio. She earns $41,000 a year. She is not living a dramatic financial story. She is not buried in catastrophic debt. She is not on the edge of a breakthrough either. She is in the waiting room. Every month she covers her rent, her bills, her groceries. She has $2,400 in savings. She contributes $80 a month to her 401k. She has a small credit card balance she has been slowly paying down for 2 years. From the outside, she looks completely ordinary. But Nia has 13 things working quietly in her favor. Most of them she has never been told are signs of anything at all. Sign 1. You think about money differently than the people around you. Nia's friends talk about what they want to buy. Nia thinks about what she wants things to cost her over time. Her friends see a jacket and think, "I love that." Nia sees it and thinks, "How many times will I realistically wear this?" She does not say this out loud. She does not lecture anyone. She just processes purchases differently. And she has for as long as she can remember. This is not deprivation. It is not even discipline in the usual sense. It is a different operating system running quietly in the background of every financial decision she makes. When the way you think about money is fundamentally different from most people around you, even if your income is not, that difference is one of the earliest signs that your financial future will be different too. Sign 2. Debt makes you uncomfortable, even when everyone around you normalizes it. Nia's credit card balance is $900. Most people she knows carry several thousand. By any comparison, she should not be bothered by it. But it sits in the back of her mind constantly. A low-level discomfort she cannot ignore. That discomfort is not anxiety. It is a signal. It means she has not normalized owing money. And the people who never fully normalize debt, the ones it always bothers regardless of how small the amount, are almost always the ones who eventually eliminate it and never go back. The normalization of debt is one of the most financially destructive things a culture can produce. If you have never fully bought into it, that resistance is worth more than you know. Sign 3. You are already saving something, even if it feels insignificant. Nia's $80 per month into her 401k feels embarrassingly small to her. She wishes it were more. She looks at what she thinks she should be saving and feels behind. But $80 per month at 29 years old at 8% average return is approximately $212,000 by the time she retires. The amount is less important than the behavior. The behavior is already there. And behavior, once established, scales with income in a way that sporadic large deposits never do. The person who saves $80 a month consistently at $41,000 is far more likely to save $800 a month at $80,000 than someone who saves nothing now and plans to start when they earn more. Small, consistent action is the rehearsal for large, consistent action. And rehearsal is happening right now in Nia's life, whether she recognizes it or not. Sign 4. You have stopped pretending your finances are fine when they are not. Every Sunday morning, Nia looks at her bank balance. She does not love what she sees most weeks, but she looks anyway. Most people avoid their finances when the numbers are uncomfortable. They estimate their balance rather than check it. They let statements pile up. They approximate. Nia does not. She looks at the real number every single week, not because it makes her feel good, but because she has learned through experience that looking away makes the situation worse, not better. Financial honesty, applied consistently, even when uncomfortable, is one of the clearest early predictors of eventual financial health. The willingness to face your real numbers is the beginning of the ability to change them. Sign 5. You are increasing your financial knowledge, even informally. Nia listens to a finance podcast on her commute. Not every day, maybe twice a week. She watches the occasional video about investing. She would not describe herself as financially educated, but she is consistently exposing herself to better financial information than she grew up with, quietly, without pressure, without a curriculum. The compounding of financial knowledge works exactly the same way as the compounding of money. Small, consistent inputs over time produce outcomes that look disproportionate to the effort that created them. Every podcast episode, every video, every conversation about money that pushes your thinking slightly further than it was before. These are deposits in a knowledge account that pays returns for the rest of your financial life. Sign 6. You have at least one financial goal, even if it feels far away. Nia wants $10,000 saved by the time she turns 31. She wrote it on a sticky note on her bathroom mirror 18 months ago. The number feels far. Some months it feels impossible, but it exists. It is named. It is specific. Research in behavioral finance consistently shows that people with specific named savings targets reach financial milestones at dramatically higher rates than people saving toward a vague future. Nia does not know that her sticky note is a wealth sign. She thinks it is just a number she wrote down because she wanted to feel accountable to something. But specificity is one of the most underrated financial tools available to anyone at any income level, and she is already using it. Sign 7. You are starting to say no to things that do not serve your financial future. Nia declined a group vacation last year. It was not that she could not have managed the cost. She could have put it on her card and dealt with it slowly, like her friends did. But when she calculated what that money could do invested over 10 years, she chose the investment instead. She chose the invisible future over the visible present. Her friends noticed. A couple of them made comments. Nia felt the discomfort of being different from her social group. She went anyway, and the money went into her savings account. Learning to disappoint people in the short term for your own long-term financial benefit is one of the most underrated and least discussed wealth signs there is. The ability to tolerate that social discomfort and act for your future self anyway is rarer than most people think. Sign 8. You think about your future self as a real person who deserves resources. This one is subtle, but it is powerful. Nia thinks about herself at 55, not obsessively, not with anxiety, but with a quiet sense of responsibility toward that person. When she makes financial decisions, even small ones, that future version of herself has a seat at the table. Most people live entirely in the present financially. Their future self is an abstraction, a problem for later, someone who will deal with things when they arrive. The moment your future self becomes real to you, the moment she becomes someone you feel accountable to, your relationship with money changes in ways that are extremely difficult to reverse. Behavioral economists have identified this future self connection as one of the most reliable predictors of long-term financial success ever studied. Sign 9. You have had a financial wake-up moment that changed something. 2 years ago, Nia calculated how much she had spent on dining out in a single year. The number was $4,800. She had no idea. It did not feel like that much in the moment. One lunch here, one dinner there. She did not become extreme after that. She did not stop eating out. But she became intentional. The number changed her behavior permanently, not through restriction, but through awareness. Financial wake-up moments are turning points. The people who have them and change, even slightly, even imperfectly, are on a fundamentally different trajectory from the people who have the same realization and return unchanged to their old patterns within weeks. If you have had a moment like this, a number that shocked you, a calculation that landed differently, a realization that stuck, and it changed something, even small, about how you operate with money, that is a significant wealth sign. Sign 10. You are building skills that increase your earning capacity. Nia is taking a free online course in data analysis, not because someone told her to, because she looked at the job postings in her field, noticed that data skills consistently commanded higher salaries, and decided to close the gap between where she is and where those salaries live. She does not think of this as a wealth sign. She thinks of it as practical. But the deliberate habit of investing in your own earning capacity, treating yourself as an asset to be developed rather than a fixed resource to be managed, is one of the clearest predictors of income growth over a 5 to 10 year period. Every marketable skill you build is an income lever, and Nia is building levers. Sign 11. You have stopped comparing your financial situation to people who appear wealthier. Nia used to scroll through social media and feel behind. Other people's holidays, other people's apartments, other people's apparent ease with money. She has largely stopped. Not because she stopped caring about progress, but because she began to understand something that most people take years to learn. Appearance and reality in personal finance are almost entirely disconnected. The most visible wealth is often the least financially real. The person with the new car and the designer bag and the curated lifestyle is frequently operating on debt, thin margins, and financial anxiety they would never post about. Nia's $2,400 in savings and her $80 monthly 401k contribution is more financially real and more directionally powerful than most of what she was comparing herself to. Stopping the comparison is not resignation. It is clarity. Sign 12. You recover from financial setbacks instead of being permanently derailed. 6 months ago, Nia's car needed $1,100 in unexpected repairs. She paid it. It hurt deeply. It set her savings back by 3 months. Then she rebuilt. The recovery, not the setback, is the wealth sign. Everyone who builds wealth experiences financial shocks, unexpected expenses, periods of lower income, months that go badly wrong. The variable is not whether the shock happens. It is how quickly the person restarts. People who experience financial hits and restart their savings habits within weeks are demonstrably and measurably different in their long-term financial outcomes from people who experience the same shocks and never quite restart. Resilience is not about avoiding the hit. It is about your response time after it. Sign 13. You believe, even on the hard days, that your financial situation can change. This is the most important sign on the list, and it is the one most likely to be missing in someone who has been financially pressured for a long time. Because sustained financial difficulty erodes belief. It makes the current situation feel permanent. It makes the gap between where you are and where you want to be feel fixed rather than temporary. Nia has hard months. She has days when $41,000 a year feels like a ceiling rather than a starting point. She has moments of genuine doubt about whether what she is doing is adding up to anything. But she does not believe she will always be here. That belief, fragile some days, inconsistent some weeks, is the foundation beneath every other sign on this list. Without it, the behaviors do not stick. The knowledge does not convert into action. The goals do not survive the hard months. With it, Even imperfectly held, everything else becomes possible. So, are you in the waiting room right now? Because if you recognized yourself in even 3 or 4 of these 13 signs, you are not stuck. You are early. There is a difference between being in the waiting room because you are going somewhere and being in the waiting room because no one has told you to board yet. Nia does not know she is building wealth. She is just doing the next right thing with what she has. $80 a month, one less dinner out, a sticky note on a mirror, a data course on Tuesday evenings, a Sunday morning with her bank balance. Small, unglamorous, invisible. And 10 years from now, still in Columbus, probably earning more, definitely with more invested, she will look back at this exact period not as the years she was broke, but as the years she was building. You may be doing exactly the same thing right now and not know it. These 13 signs are how you know.